Hi folks, this is the first of what I hope will be a series of videos covering my weekend routine and screening methods for finding opportunities for the subsequent week. This one covers the UK stock market opportunities, and I'm going to talk through the process I follow over the weekend period when I'm looking for the best opportunities for the subsequent week. I'm using Sharepad Pro, and where I like to start is by having a little look at how the indexes are performing and to get a sense in terms of situational awareness of how I might want to consider the positions that I want to do over the subsequent week based on that as an input. So looking at the FTSE 100, I've got the weekly on the left-hand side of the screen here. I've got the daily on the right, and you can see daily we're pretty strong. We've broken out above this pivot level here. And on the weekly basis, we're actually getting pretty close to that 8,050 odd level, which will make us into all-time high territory. But what we really want to see is that breadth starting to expand out and propagate into the mid cap and smaller cap territory. As I look to the FTSE 250, you can see the weeklies here are starting to look pretty good as well. On my charts, the yellow is the 200-day moving average, the pink is the 150-day. And on the daily, again, you can see there that we've broken above this sort of pivot level about 19,775. And I'm starting to see a lot of opportunities in the FTSE 250 over the last few weeks. So it's all looking quite positive. There's more work to do in the AIM space, but that's obviously to be expected as the sort of money will start to sort of filter down from the higher caps into lower caps as we get into a little bit more of a risk on environment and interest rate sort of changes and optimism around interest rate changes starts to increase. But a little bit more work to do, as I say, the weekly there, though you can see we've just started to take back that 200-day, although it's still sloping downwards. 150 days starting to flatten out a little bit. So um, that's sort of where I like to start with the indexes. Now I'll talk you through how I approach the actual filtering process. So I go to my overall view of LSE shares, and what I'm looking to do is to apply my screener and then drop all the results into my UK technicals view that I've built here, which is currently empty. So say go to my LSE shares, and then the filter I have set up to apply is my technical filter with my UK volume constraint. And I'm just going to talk you through that sort of stage one filtering process that I apply and all the criteria that are within that. Um, so here we go. I'm just pull down this weekly view and drop it out the way, and you can see more of the screen. And if I just bring this view up here a little bit further as well. Now, this UK technical filter has a significant number of characteristics that I've inherited from understanding of Mark Minervini's methods through his books. So it's a similar sort of technical footprint, but then I've done some adaptations in terms of liquidity and volume constraints based around the UK market. So in terms of technical footprint, I'm looking for stocks that are above the 200-day SMA, and they want to have gotten that position at least 8 trading days ago for me. In terms of stacking the moving averages, I'm looking for things which are where the 150-day is above the 200-day SMA, and the price is also above the 50-day SMA, and I look for the 50 to be above the 150-day SMA. I'm looking for stuff that's made a move off the bottom of at least 25%, so at least 25% above its yearly previous yearly low, so 52-week year low, and a minimum of 65% of its 252 trading day high, so 52-week trading day high. Now, in terms of the UK constraints I'm looking to apply, I'm not looking to play in the smallest AIM shares. I have a minimum market cap constraint of 75 million, and even at that level, I'm pretty picky and choosy. Average true range, I'm looking for stocks that have a minimum average true range of 2%. And then in terms of liquidity, there's various different ways you can cut this. I like to think of it in terms of the sort of position sizing and the amount of position size I could put on relative to the trading volume, the average trading volume of the particular stock. For me, an absolute minimum is to look at the previous trading days volume, and if it's got less than £450,000 trading volume, then I wouldn't consider any sort of position size on that. I'm looking for things that have got a currency, obviously of GBP. This is my UK screener. And then finally, I'm looking for things that I think are likely to be actionable over the next week. It's great to look for things that are performing really well and strong, and this technical footprint will show you that. But if they're already miles above a reasonable entry point, then I don't want to necessarily waste time spending looking at the charts for them over the next week. So for me, for the sort of trades I'm interested in, which is often pullback trades or flat-based breakouts, a lot of that I tend to find looking at the price relative to the 21-day EMA is a good way of identifying potential actionable things. So if the price is less than 97% of the 21-day EMA or currently greater than 106% of the 21-day EMA, this filter is not going to pick it up. And for me, that's fine, because that's where I kind of find the things that for me are most actionable. So I've run that filter there against that UK market. You can see I've now got 42 potentials. And what I'll now just do is add all those shares to my UK technicals watch list. I can exit out of this view. I will then start to get ready for my second stage. So I'm pulling back up the weekly. I've got my daily on the right, and I want to come back now into that UK technicals view. And now I can start to work through how I will then actually, start to thin this list out significantly. So I've got a number of potentially actionable things for the next week, and I will then refer back to this list on a nightly basis to say actually what things look, most primed and ready to have on a daily watch list as I go into the next day. And in the next video, I'll cover all the different data points that I'm interested in and how I can go through that process then of taking that potential 42 and looking again at both the technical footprint, some different fundamental criteria, and the charts to actually try and pull out the things that I think are most likely to be good candidates for subsequent weeks trading opportunities. So if you found this video useful, then I'd love a like and a subscribe. And hopefully, as I say, this will be the first of a number of videos I'll do in the series. As ever, it's a disclaimer, nothing I say is investment advice. Plan your trades, trade to your plan, manage risk, respect price, and you'll do well. All the best. Cheers.